The Model X, the first ever Tesla SUV. Now, the prototype of the Model X was unveiled in February of 2012, but first deliveries began in September of 2015. But 5 years later, this thing still has the hype and the technology galore that is just amazing. With advancements of range and software updates over the years, this thing is still going on. And I'm going to show you why this is one of the most unique and quirkiest vehicles on the market. Now let's get on to the review. If you have your key fob and you're approaching your Model X from the front, the driver's door will automatically open just a tad. But if you're approaching from the rear, the Model X door will open all the way. This is called Auto Present Door, which can be enabled or disabled. But if you walk away with your door open, the door will automatically close. Now, like the SUV itself, the key fob is very minimalistic. Every aspect of the car represents where it is, like your front, trunk, etc. Pressing twice on the window aspect on both sides releases both doors. Pressing twice on the rear unlatches the trunk. If you press twice on the key fob, it will release the driver's door. Pressing at the end releases the front. Pressing again twice releases the passenger door. And if you want to close all, press once in the middle of the key fob. To lock, just simply walk away from the vehicle. So now why don't we power it up? If the vehicle is locked, all you have to do is push in this door handle, which is chrome, and it will electrically open the door. Step-in height is extremely low for this vehicle. And as you can see at first impression, you're greeted with this 17-inch touchscreen. It's the main aspect that really stands out of this vehicle. Now to start or power up, all you have to do is press the brake. As an EV, there is no startup noise whatsoever. So, why don't we go ahead and check out our exterior. All your headlights and fog lights controls are controlled through your main infotainment system, and your hazard switch is on your left of it. So to open the door, you can just simply pull on that, and it will open electrically. As you can see, you have your rear LED taillights with your LED turn signals as well. Your charge port is right here. As you can see, it is blue, which means charging is not started yet or is finished. Model X badging, as well as your chrome Tesla badging. And as you can see, you do have your spoiler that pops out, and you do have a coupe-like profile. Your parking sensors, and your 100D badge. Fun fact, if there's a line under that 100D badge, it indicates you have the ludicrous mode. So here are your tires. Here are 275s, 45s, 20-inch multi-spoke wheels. And as you can see, you do have your chrome accented door handles. You also have your cameras for your Sentry mode, which detects suspicious objects all around the vehicles. Now, here are your front wheels. They're pretty much the same. They're just 265 in diameter. And on the front, you have your LED turn signals with your LED low high beam daytime running auto leveling directionally adaptive auto high beams. Lastly, you have your black Tesla chrome accented grille. Now, the overall styling of the Model X definitely does have Tesla characteristics, but it is unique at the same time with its unique body lines. So why don't we go ahead and talk about specifications. So why don't we talk about our power outputs. As to 100D, you do have 259 horsepower motors front and rear. Each motor is rated at 193 kilowatts. This makes this Tesla a dual motor vehicle. That means the full power output is 518 horsepower. In each motor, there is 243 foot-pounds of torque to get a full output of 486 foot-pounds of torque. Now, as an EV, the transmission is a 1-speed direct drive gearbox. The range on this particular Model X is 295 miles. It launches this 5,500-pound vehicle to 60 in about the mid-4-second range. Towing capacity is rated at about 5,000 pounds. Now why don't we head inside the Model X to see where it really shines. Pushing on the door handle, door electrically releases. So why don't we talk about our materials on the door panel. It is all soft touch there, with beautiful oak-like wood accenting, with more soft touch, even down below your tweeter, and very nice contrasting stitching, which is gray. Every window switch is automatic, as well as your mirror functions, which do fold. This can be controlled from your 17-inch Tesla infotainment system. If you haven't noticed, those switches are out of Mercedes switchgear. Beautiful X door sill right there, as well as your 12-way adjustable power driver seat. It does have your memory and driver profile. These seats can also be configured through the infotainment screen. So the overall step-in height of the Model X is really low. And to shut the door, you can pull or you can pull on the latch. These doors are electrically assisted and do have a soft close feature. Now, as you can see, you do have your 12.3-inch digital gauge screen. As we are outside, the car did turn off. Now, following through the materials, soft touch up there as well. That wood that carries throughout the dash. And as you can see, controlling here, you can control your media volume as well as your presets. And on your right here, you have your voice command. And you can look at your temperature, and by scrolling this wheel, you can control your climate control. You have your fan speed, your display brightness, recent calls, contacts, and you can also display that screen on your left side, but the only difference will be your navigation. So as you can see, you do have your kilowatts per mile, your range, your PSI for your tires, your miles per hour, and if you're using autopilot, cars will be surrounding that Model X, showing where to park, etc. This screen is a 12.3-inch digital display. Definitely a configurable gauge cluster for sure. So when you look at this steering wheel, I believe this is electrically powered steering just because how light it is. I can just turn this mainly with a finger. And you have black and satin silver trim along the steering wheel. Some nice stitching as well. Very strong sounding horn. The steering wheel also has side extensions. As you see, you do have your Mercedes switchgear, your wiper controls on that stock, as well as your turn signals, your autopilot controls, and your tilt and telescoping steering wheel. For autopilot, you just have to pull the stock towards you twice and it will engage. So here you do have your column shifter. On the right, we have our column shifter. As said, the transmission is a single-speed direct drive transmission. And pushing the shifter up into reverse, the mirrors will fold down. Your Model X parking sensors will display in your gauge screen, and a rear view camera will show up on their screen. Very nice resolution. Guidance line that turn when you turn the steering wheel. Very easy steering to turn, as you could just see. I could just turn it with a finger, as said, to prove. You have your side cameras, and you have your parking sensors. So, pushing it down half a notch, or pulling it up half a notch, puts it in neutral, and pushing it all the way down puts it in drive. Very simple and easy to operate. Very nice how it's just at the touch of your fingers. So to put it in park, just push the button in the end. Here, as you can see, you do have your hazard button. They do sound very satisfying. And overall, the interior is just really clean, especially with the open pore wood. Now here's your 17-inch touchscreen that you can use to control all aspects of the vehicle. Now here you can control your doors. You can open any sort of door, the trunk, the frunk. And you can see it go up in motion or the motion on the screen. And you can close all at once. Very good if you have all your kids. Now, as you can see, you have your audio presets down below. And here's your car. This is all your controls. You have your quick controls. You have your exterior lights, off, parking, on, or auto. You have your front fog and rear fog lights. You can fold your mirror some there too. Your display brightness, and you can auto adjust it as well. It'll also adjust on your gauge. Now here's your seats. You can move your seats forward or backward. As you can see, the seats are moving forward, and you can pause it from the screen at any given moment. Now, as you can see, you do have your air suspension, and you have 5 options: very low, low, standard, high, or very high. And here's a video of it in motion. Very nifty indeed. You can definitely hear it from the interior. As you can see, you can adjust your speed for your automatic lowering feature. And the graphic does show of the air suspension lowering. Now let's go to lights. And as you can see, it's pretty much some of the features from quick controls, but you can turn on your dome lights and your ambient lights. And turning those on, as you can see, the lights will turn on right there. You also have your auto high beam feature. You're driving, you have chill and standard, and if you had the line below 100D, you would have ludicrous, and some Star Wars thing would show up. Steering mode, you have comfort, standard, and sport, and you have regenerative braking to charge the battery. You also have regenerative braking, which can slow the car to a complete stop and can charge the battery. You have creep mode, your slip start mode, your range mode, and your trailer mode. And here you have your speed limit warning, your speed offset, your auto steer, full self-driving beta, forward collision warning as well, and lane departure warning. Now here's your vehicle. You'll have your Falcon door height. You also have your automatic doors, close all key fob settings, your walk-away door lock when the car can lock if you walk away, unlock on park, child protection lock, driver door unlock mode, and settings, etc. Here's your display mode, your brightness, we've seen this, screen clean mode, which darkens the screen so you can tell it's clean, your language, your voice navigation, your time, your energy display, distance, temperature, and tire pressure. Now for your trips, it just shows you your basic information from trip A and B. You can also reset your current trip as well, and your odometer is shown. Here you have your automatic navigation, trip planner, online routing. You can also avoid ferries, avoid tolls, and you can enable high occupancy vehicle lanes if you want to use those. And here's the map of the navigation system. Very good graphics, very intuitive to use. Pinch and zoom is very responsive. And if you wanted to, you could change the view to satellite or Mars. Now on to the safety and security category. As you can see, you can allow mobile access. Your parking brake is applied. Sentry mode, where you can see your vehicle from your phone and suspicious clips. You also have pin to drive, the glove box pin, and show mode, which will lower the volume of alerts when the vehicle is in motion. There's your service category, pretty simple. And your software, which will show your VIN number, your Model X, your 100D, what kind of vehicle you have overall. You also have your music, and here we have our calls, our calendar, our cameras, with your side cameras as well. You also have your energy, and you can track predicted energy consumption, your battery percentage, your web browser, so you can search things up online. So why don't I search up the Tesla.com website? Now pulling up the entertainment section. Oh, let's click that one more time. There we go. We can play games. My favorite, Beach Buggy Racing 2. Let's demonstrate that.
Games in a car. Who does this stuff? I guess it loads pretty decently. The graphics are pretty good. You can control the steering wheel with it. Tesla. They partner up with these people I know. Ooh, Model X. And let's play. Ooh. What is this, Barcelona? Okay, we don't use accelerators, so this is steering. Oh my gosh, this steering is so light. I can't even keep control. Okay,
Okay, after gimmicking, you can make fart noises in this car. You can even fart on the turn signal. Huh. Interesting. Wish the X5s have this. Anyway, wait, that's you got Falcon Heavy, Ludicrous Fart. You have this one. Sounds pretty boring fart. Newer Stink, Short Shorts Ripper, and not a fart at all, which is And have tracks where you can make songs. Romance, so if you're in the car with your lover, you can get cozy with a fireplace. So it will just heat the car up, actually, fun fact. So yeah. You have a sketch pad where you can draw things. You can design a new Cybertruck on here if you want. And I'll just draw Tesla. What else do we have here? I don't know, this is so funny. Santa mode. You can be on Mars if you want, so your navigation map will be on Mars. Rainbow road. So when you're in autopilot, the road will be a rainbow. And you can be James's Bond, Lotus's Spree if you wanted to. If you don't want to be a Model X. So you're a submarine. Anyways. Alright, as you can see, you have your heated seats. Now, pushing that fan pops out your climate control. Heated steering wheel. Front defroster. Your modes, your fan speed, your auto, and you can schedule your aircon to come on. Your fan speed here. Temperature, it skips 69. And you can heat every seat individually, so you can't heat it from the back. So, if you keep climbing, you can have your off. You have your dog mode, your camp mode, and on. Camp mode is simple feature, turns your electric car into a breathable cabin, and maintains your airflow. As you can see, there's an explanation right there. So this is pretty simple to use. And as you can see on the bottom, you have your front and rear defrost and your volume. Okay, enough with the screen. You do have this center console, which is slide forward and backward. Each individual side can do that. Cup holders and storage areas. And you can open this glove box with a push of a button. And overhead, you have a very vast windshield. And here you have your sun visors, which are actually magnetic. So, you want to take them out. Do snap into place. And the middle part does extend down. Pretty thin sun visors. Now let's open the door. And why don't we move on to the rear seat of the Model X. So, pushing the chrome door button does open the Falcon Wing doors. Very unique in how they go out. So these seats are electric. As you can see, you do have this seat feature here, I believe, to access the third row. And these seats sort of look like they're floating as well. Now closed, you can just push that. And the door will close. It does have a pretty loud mechanism. But you don't have to worry, the door won't hit you. Also cup holders and USB-C ports with 2 air vents. And as you can see, since this is a 6-seater configuration, you do have access to the third row and you can see the trunk. And I do much love that skylight on both sides. This vehicle just feels so airy due to all these skylights and moonroofs. And it just makes the car feel bigger than it really is. Now opening that button up again. Let's hop out. And to close, you just push the button here and then just move out the way. And moving on to the trunk. Just push a button right here under the Tesla badge. And you do have a decent amount of trunk space. Now you have a power point right here. And as far as space, it's 70.7 cubic feet with the seats up and 81.7 with them down. As you can see, you do have your hooks right there and your tether hooks. Now, you do have an underfloor storage cubby with no spare tire. Now, this thing, I do wish it had struts. As you can see here, you do have more hooks. Now, to close the trunk, just push this button, and it makes some futuristic noise. Right, there we go. And it closes like a lift back. Now, let's go to this side, shall we? And as you can see, it looks like a floating seat thingy. And just pushing this forward, let's fold up the third row. So pushing this button will electrically unlatch the third row to put the backrest up. As you can see, there are cup holders for 2 humans. And as you can see, the headrest you have to fold up manually. And now we just wait for this to go to its normal position. And as 5'2", the seats are definitely not bad at all, but I wouldn't say they're the best. Headroom is amazing. Legroom isn't bad. I could definitely be here for about like a 3 or an hour journey, but it definitely is not a bad back seat to be in it if you're someone under about 5'7". It's definitely better for children. So to fold the seat back down, just push the button, headrest will electrically fold, then you do the rest manually, and it will fold. And just push the button to make it go all the way back. And now when we sit in the second row passenger seat, very comfortable here, like the driver's side, just as good. There's the door going down, and I love the door panel materials, very good, soft touch still. The open pore wood trim, the soft touch going along, and the contrasting stitching just makes it even better. Now if you haven't noticed, the 2 doors do make the Tesla logo. Just close that. And now for the chrome door handle right here, just have to push it. Electrically opens. And door bins. You also have your seat controls here. Like the driver, they are 12-way. And sitting here, it's also pretty comfortable. Very nice driving position. Stepping out. Just give this light nudge. We'll close. Let's move on to the front trunk, or the frunk as Tesla calls it. Now it's 6.6 cubic feet of space. Yeah, it's definitely not the biggest, but it's good for hauling like grocery bags or stuff like that. You can fill your windshield wiper fluid there, etc. And so in the end, the Model X is definitely an interesting and unique vehicle. So let's go ahead and go along to the conclusion. In the end, the Model X is a very interesting car. Even if it has a lot of technology, it still does the job as a point A to point B hauler just fine. Great for kids, great for friends, great for adults. But would I recommend buying this vehicle? That's something you have to check out for yourself. You might love it, you might hate it, but electric is the future. I personally like this vehicle, but would never own one. So thank you for watching, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.